Hi everyone and welcome. This course is designed for all of you who know already Java and wanted to start creating Android applications or generic applications using Kotlin. During this class, I'm only going to be using command line tools, so you should be able to install the compiler by yourself. It is easy, pretty straightforward. Just Google the website, download it and install it. Now, I have a few examples over here. So as you know, Kotlin can produce file that can run on the JVM, or you can produce JavaScript, or you can produce simple script that are going to be interpreted on the fly. Now, right now, we try to create bytecode, right? So let's see what happens here. Of course, you can create executable using Kotlin. Now, I have my file. Let's see if I do, let's see if I want to inspect the bytecode over here. Okay, so does it tell you anything? Extend Kotlin.jvm internal lambda. So it means that you need to include the runtime to have this application running properly, right? Let's see how we can do that. Okay, so what we need to do here is exactly this. So we need to compile the application and then create in a jar which also contains the runtime. Let's see if it works. Okay, we're building and creating the jar. Just wait a bit. Okay, so voila, it's working perfectly. And now we're gonna have a look at this file over here. Okay, so let's have a look at the source code. First of all, now main is a function, it's not a method. So why is that? Well, think about Java, right? Static methods are actually methods of classes, not objects. So this, it perfectly makes sense. Now, let's have a look at this variable over here. When you define a variable as a var, you can change the value at any time. But when you declare a variable like this, you are saying that this is a constant. Now, if I try to build this file over here, let's see what happens. Okay, val can now be reassigned, right? And if I comment this part out, and if I try building again, it works, right? So let's go back to our file. So in Kotlin, you can either decide and force a particular type onto a variable, or you can have the compiler deciding for you. And in fact, over here, I'm grabbing the type of all of them, and then I'm running a cast and grabbing the type again. So let's see what happened. So if I actually run the program, so you have that 2 from integer now is becoming a double. Let's have a look again at the program. So 2 from integer, and that was integer because the compiler decided that one had to be an integer. Now here, I'm grabbing this integer and I'm turning into a double. And then I'm grabbing the type again. Now you can see this one is not working, right? Why? Well, because number 2 and number 1 here are considered string. If you want to have that one to work properly, you have to use this dollar over here, like pretty much scripting languages, because these days these programming languages are getting a lot out of scripting languages. So we have to kind of expect it. Now, I'm declaring an array, see over here, var, so I can change this array, right? You would expect to be able to change it, and that's right. You can do that. Now, here you are grabbing the size and a particular index. Over here, look at this. I'm declaring this array as a val, right? But val, if you declare an array as a val, you can still update and change the values which are stored inside the array. Another difference is that here I'm forcing a particular type of array, right? See? Here I'm saying that I want an array or double, while here I'm letting the compiler deciding for me. The last thing I want to show you in this file is right over here. So we've seen already that in Kotlin, methods and functions are exactly the same thing. So this is the way you define a method, and the returning values are right here. This method over here then is not returning anything. This is what in Java would be a void method. So what happens when I try to run this print over here? Well, if this method over here is not returning anything, why am I trying to print a void method, right? Should I get an error? No, I won't get an error because in Kotlin, method and function that are not supposed to be returning anything, actually they do return something. They do return the object unit. So here, when I run the program, I'm getting, in fact, returns Kotlin.unit. So over here, this function is actually returning an object, even though I'm declaring it as a void. Well, void, you have void in Java, right? So I'm saying that this function is not supposed to be returning anything. However, it's still returning something. Let's have a look at the second example. Here, I'm declaring my own class. In Kotlin, you have two types of constructors, primary constructors and secondary constructors. At the moment, we won't be dealing with the secondary ones. So primary constructors are part of the class header and do not contain any code, as you can see. Default values are accepted. See, these two are both default values. Where is the code? Well, there is no code here. The actual code goes into the init block. So additional code goes into the init blocks. See? And it gives you much more flexibility because here I'm grabbing the values from here, I'm doing some trimming, and then I am initializing. Let's see what happens if I actually build and run this code. Okay. Okay. See? It works. It's trimming correctly. It's doing the trimming. Because over here, I'm putting so much spaces in here and they are all getting trimmed. Okay, running Kotlin scripts. So far we've been working with this file over here. So kt. What if I use this kts extension? Let's say I do this Kotlin minus script, and then I try to use one of these. As you can see, I'm not saying to the compiler to build anything. Oh, I'm getting exactly the same output. Did it build the jar? No, it didn't actually build anything. So what happens if I use the first one? Oh, I'm getting exactly the same output I was getting before. I just didn't compile anything this time around. Now, Kotlin allows you to create so many different files. You can create JavaScript files, you can create jar file, you can create libraries, you can create XE, you can do pretty much anything you want. And, you know, see, Kotlin JS. We won't be dealing with this one at the moment. I'll talk about this later on. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed my class. Thank you very much.